Welcome to my channel. We are going to be making Persian stuffed cabbage. So beautiful, it's so vibrant, has so many different flavors. So I'm going to teach you how to make it. With this dish, it's going to be about 12 pieces of stuffed cabbage. Take them from the bottom so they don't rip like this. Put it right in the water, which has already been simmering. I make my own ghee. Now, ghee is just a clarified butter. So I'm going to go ahead and put about 2 tablespoons in here. And I love the way ghee tastes because it has a very smoky kind of, but yet subtle butter flavor. And I like to cook with red onion because it adds a little bit of sweetness. Just go ahead and lift that first layer off. Cut the rest of this. I'm gonna just use half of a very large onion. That should be enough. Just want it to be sauteed just a little bit so that way they kind of look clear. I'm using a Beyond Meat, which is actually I love. It doesn't have a after flavor to it. It has a great fat content. Add your plant-based meat, your ground lamb, whatever is your preference. I'm gonna go ahead and add some turmeric. I add about half a teaspoon of salt in here. And you always want to make sure that you rinse your basmati rice about 4 or 5 times because you want to make sure all that extra starch is gone. And the way you do that is you rinse it until finally the water runs clear. I'm gonna add about 2 cups of basmati rice in here for water. So you see here, when I put my finger right on top, the water goes right here to the first line, and that's all you need. A medium-high heat. Add about a tablespoon of salt in there. I have parsley, I have cilantro, I have mint, I have fresh tarragon. A 1/4 cup of each herb is perfect. And chop up everything together. So I think our meat is definitely done. You're going to be adding this to your fresh herb mixture. Now to create the base, we're going to be using Marzano tomatoes from Italy. I like to incorporate fresh tomatoes in there too. So here I have a beautiful heirloom tomato. I'm going to add that in there as well. Persian cooking, everything requires saffron. Here is some ground up saffron. It's more expensive in weight than gold. It's a very valuable commodity. The best way to cook with saffron is to actually dilute it first in a little bit of water because that's when the actual flavor and the color comes out. I'm gonna add about half a teaspoon in here. I'm just gonna add some of the hot water that I have in here ready for the cabbage. I'm just gonna add about 2 tablespoons in here. It just needs to be hot water. And we're gonna add it right in here to the base of the tomatoes. Oh, perfect. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, a little more salt in here. I'm gonna add that right in there. While the tomato is cooking, I'm gonna add some of the rice into the mixture because you want it to cool down a little bit. Now, how much rice? I use, for this recipe, I use about 2 cups of cooked rice. This is the meat, the fresh herbs, the rice mixture. The secret ingredient is barberries. Barberries, they come from Iran. Just order them online from any Persian market. Amazon even sells it. I'm going to be using about a cup of the barberry in here. They have a very tart flavor. It's like a sour grape and pomegranate, I would say. This is how you want the cabbage leaves to be done. You want to test them. If they're flexible like this, that way you know you can roll them, they're perfectly done. Take a cabbage leaf, a little bit of the stuffing, and then you're just gonna close them up like this. See? And the way you lay them down is like little pillows. The side that you actually tucked in is the side you want to turn around like this. So you want to turn it around and put it like this on the pan. This is a little ripped apart. All you have to do is take another piece that's ripped apart and just put it on top of each other like this. next to it. Go ahead and stuff the rest of them. You have to make sure they're really snug in the pan. They can't move and they cook perfectly. I'm gonna make it a low heat and just let it cook for like 10 minutes and then we'll serve it.